Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo November 17, 2021. Suddenly you consider that you have too many obligations. Just remember that you chose them. Even though you feel pressure around you. In reality, you could drop a lot of things that are not exactly your responsibility. There are chances that you are used to doing things for yourself, stopping asking for help from someone who cares about you. But you should not generate concern when you suddenly notice that, by your side, you have support not to carry loads on your own. It is precisely Sagittarius in his regency that would make you feel like a superhuman. The trine between the Sun and Neptune has the best of it, so that if for some reason you feel lonely, put that idea away and become an optimist. It does not mean that you smile nonsense. You would be trying to put the best face on everything. Today you could experience magical moments, especially if you participate in a social activity. You will also enjoy going to a concert or a cultural exhibition. As long as there are people around you who will feel great, so don't hesitate to participate in public events. Sometimes you tend to isolate yourself, but today, it is in the midst of the crowd that you will feel alive and breathe. You will make a final choice that will pay off next month. Your judgment is sound, go for it. Letting go of domestic worries is essential to conserve your energy and direct it in a constructive direction. You persevere in your activities, your qualities find fertile ground to express themselves, and you take a step back on yourself. All this allows you to regain confidence and use your intuition. In love, reconciliations rhyme with reconciliations. This is rather interesting news. You settle certain points with certain people that allow you to relieve yourself of a weight that weighed heavily on your daily life. Everything is fine. Your skin could be asking you to hydrate with more constancy. Perhaps the changes of climate would be generating a series of havoc that you would not have seen before. Apply some creams recommended by a specialist. They would be returning the correct hydration to your body. Today you will feel the effects of positive and reassuring energy with you. If you are spiritual, you will see there the obvious manifestations of the benevolence of your guardian angel. If you are a joyful disbeliever, then you will love these sweet moments with a total good conscience and without really asking yourself the slightest question, even if, objectively, this sudden burst of optimism has no real basis. You will feel an irrepressible need to release all the tension that has been building up in you for several weeks. This is the perfect time to get back to sport or start practicing a regular activity that will allow you to free yourself from your excess energy. Mercury arrives in the 4th house and gives you its good auspices. Take advantage of this ideal situation to set yourself ambitious goals. You might be surprised at the performance you are about to achieve. Money and fortune seem together, but they are independent things. Possibly because you are not always lucky in the economy, but in other areas of life you are. However, today, if it would be related not only to your money but to some plans or projects that are exclusive and that give you the motivation to get out of critical energy bumps. Clean your hands and soles of your feet with a banana peel. You might be surprised. If you are hesitating to take an important step in your life at this time, you need to find out why. Fear of failure? Negative reactions from those around you? You don't feel quite ready? Get those excuses out of your mind and get started. These hesitations should not prevent you from fulfilling your destiny. You feel an extreme need to find more balance in your budget forecasts. The dialogues bring out old fears to be overcome. This is the time to ask basic questions about a good management plan to implement. Your objectivity will be your major asset today. Planetary influences allow you to gain height and be more realistic. The sky promotes the changes necessary for your balance and gives you the strength to face them. The moon is assumed favorable. You ultimately have new perspectives on what you should and should not do. That is why you are suddenly having difficulties with those who have an opinion against it. Let each one think what he considers best. In short, you have a lot going for you, doing what you consider best for yourself. You may be going through a time when you are feeling lovesick. You have the impression that those around you do not recognize you at your true worth and you suffer from it. If so, why not try to talk about it? It is often simply a communication problem. It is better to play cards on the table and settle the scores. You can then start from a new foot in your relationships. If you've had disappointments in the past that caused you to lose some of your self-confidence, now is the time to bounce back and get back on your feet. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and enjoy this day, which promises to be auspicious. You will benefit from the benevolent radiance of Mercury, and this positive energy will reflect on the perception that others have of you. Your charm will work wonderfully, and you could benefit from an invitation that will delight you. Take care of every word, energy, and emotion, especially since you would be doing things that have no place at work. Possibly you would be turning everything in your favor, with the rulership of Sagittarius, so don't be afraid that sometimes your mood will suddenly wreak havoc. You will have a more prosperous end of the day than you thought. You will certainly be led to collaborate with someone on a professional project. Teamwork doesn't scare you, but when you've started something on your own, you don't like people sticking their noses at it. Put your great Aries pride aside, because basically, you will be delighted with this unexpected reinforcement. And in addition, you will find him competent. You who complained about not receiving any solicitation will be faced with a turnaround. Two concomitant proposals will have the art of destabilizing you, especially since they will not have the same attractions. A choice of reason will oppose a crush. Between the bohemian life and the life of a castle, you will have to make up your mind. Consulting a Sagittarius could put you on the right track. Today, pay particular attention to those around you. Someone very close to you might see a need for you without daring to ask you. Do not hesitate to take the initiative to offer your help or a compassionate shoulder. The passage of Mercury in the second house can have a negative influence on the natives of the third decan. They should be careful not to offend a loved one because of comments that might seem inappropriate. Think carefully before giving your opinion.